Right, now we do the programming for today. 3, build to a heavy 3 back squat with a pause and a 3-second negative. My legs are a bit fried after that. Now I feel great. Also had a great race.
Like programs are quite elite, but I think that so many people can benefit from being on a program.
Oh, I love what I do. Freaking love it. Here's some advice for people. I will put the link down below.
And he was doing this race and he was saying that actually if you've got your basic level of fitness, it's all mental, like ultra distance, and even doing like a WOD, it's in your mind. And he was saying how when you're running, not to think about how far you got or how far you've been, but literally count your strides, so count to 10 or count, and I go left, right, and you just don't think about anything. And then before you know it, you've done like...
Who wants coffee? I'll do it properly then.
Yes, I would love a coffee.
Rob, when coffee started flooding out, he was like, oh fuck.
Look at this is current mood. This is me going into squats. She's like, bring it! Will Kane messaged me, he goes, what did you get? So I need to get something high so I can beat him. So that's my mood right now. Come on, Will Kane.
But
You've not done any squats yet, have you?
I've just done a set. You missed them.
Get off your small pony. Jazz, I want your squats. Super sad.
I wished I had equipment to help me.
Squat and raw. No lifters, no belt, no knee sleeves. No nothing.
We usually do. We should make more use of our equipment, really.
They sold out so.
What is going on, team? Craig Ritchie back with a short commentary over today's video. And on today's video, I just wanted to cover the difference between the high bar squat and the low bar squat, and how kind of the two styles, maybe one of them doesn't fit into CrossFit. And recently on one of my Instagram posts, I put out that I was squatting, and someone asked me, why don't you do low bar squats? You can lift more weight with them. And typically, if you actually do look at the science behind squatting, and powerlifters especially will tend to go for the low bar squat, you can typically squat up to 10% more weight low bar than you can actually high bar. So why do I not include it in my training, or why is it something that CrossFitters, I mean, you tend not to see in a CrossFit box? For the people that don't know, I'm just going to quickly break this down. High bar squat is where the bar sits on top of the traps. Low bar squat is where it sits kind of 2 to 3 inches further down your back. And this completely changes the center of gravity, even though it's only 2 or 3 inches, and the movement mechanics behind your general squat. So when you're looking at the high bar squat, what you'll see me doing, what you'll see Jazz doing, is that we're resting it on the top of our traps. It means that we keep a very vertical torso. Our knees track forwards. It means that we have to use a lot of ankle mobility and doesn't put much stress on the lower back. Whereas if I put a powerlifter on the screen right now doing low bar squat, you'll see that they tend to fall forwards a little bit. The knees don't track that far forwards in order to make depth. They don't need that much ankle mobility, but it tends to be a stronger position. You know, you're loading those hamstrings more, you're loading the glutes more, and you're putting a lot more torque through the lower back. Whereas with the high bar squats, you're putting a lot more of the torque through the quads and relying less on your posterior chain to lift the bar. Now, the reason why you don't tend to see me do low bar squat, well, I don't think I've ever actually low bar squatted, but ever do low bar squats within my CrossFit training, is because it doesn't have much of a carryover to what we do in our sport. And to be honest, if you're doing enough deadlifting within your program and really targeting that posterior chain, I would highly recommend that you stay away from low bar squatting and focus all your strength on high bar squatting. There's a couple of reasons why. The main one is because if you look at the Olympic lifting side of CrossFit, you know, when you catch a barbell, you want to have your torso in an upright position. You need that ankle mobility, you need that knee flexion, you need that good upright torso, and you're only going to get that through practice. A lot of Olympic lifters that I've spoken to over the years, and a lot of people that I've met, preach that the best way to get mobility is just to practice with weight. And if you're constantly practicing the low bar squat, you're not going to be working on keeping that torso upright. So then when it comes to the Olympic lifts, the clean, the snatch, and even things like thrusters, pistols, overhead squats, and other movements that require a lot of ankle mobility and a lot of knee flexion, you're going to be selling yourself short in training, even though you can lift more weight with it. So basically, it all comes down to positional strength and power, and how much it carries over into the sport of CrossFit. High bar is a very functional movement. It can carry over into a lot of different moves within CrossFit, whereas unless there's a 1RM back squat come up in an event, low bar typically isn't the best way to squat if you're looking at it being CrossFit specific. And if you are looking for the same stimulus as a low bar squat, look at something like the deadlift. The bottom part of a low bar squat is typically you're in the same position as a deadlift. So you can kind of build that strength through deadlifting, but build your squat strength through high bar squatting. But anyway, team, if you did enjoy this commentary, as always, smash that like button. I hope you enjoy the rest of the footage. Thank you for coming back, tuning in, and if there's any other topics that you want me to cover, put them down in the comments below and I'll try and get them covered. We'll talk to you guys later on in the video.
I need one of these. After that workout, just... You know, when he's like, no one wants to lift heavy ass weights. I do it though! And he's just like...
Let's just pretend that's not happening.
Shout, Jazz, shout. This is where it's supposed to take 15 minutes. This is supposed to be a 15-minute build to a heavy 3. It's taken us about 3 hours. And a coffee break. Getting it done though.
These guys are like,
doesn't matter
will
how
they
long it
just
takes.
go home already?
Yeah. When you open up your timer and it's been going for 72 hours. Who's had the highest? He was doing it.
Weighted pull-ups. You're pulling your shorts now.
Yeah, I think you dropped 22s. The problem when it goes from 22 kilo dumbbells to 30, 32? No problem. What's the problem?
How are you going to do this?
Oh god, here we go.
Is this going to work?
Huh? Of course it's going to work.
Okay.
Make it work. How close was I? I didn't get it. Heavy conditioning. So Mondays now, squat days, pull gymnastic days, but also heavy conditioning. So 18 calories on the bike, 2 clean and jerks at 84%, 3 rounds. Well, every 3 minutes for 3 rounds, 9 minutes in total. So just getting used to lifting them. You could easily coast a bike and then just do 2 clean and jerks. You want to be hitting the bike at a good 80%, 90%, just kind of gassing yourself a little bit, getting that like the breathing rate up, the legs hurting a little bit, and then lifting. Because you know in the open, there's always one workout that comes up and you're like, oh, there's a heavy barbell and you're blowing, just getting that kind of competition feel, open feel. Underestimated the barbell after the bike. Literally, I was straight from the bike to the barbell, like, yeah, don't worry, this is going to be straightforward. And completely underestimated it. Just wasn't in a strong position and didn't like think. Completely just messed up, but then after that, didn't miss one. Blooming idiot, Richie. Good job, Ed. Killing it. Only foods and sauces. It's a play on only fools and horses. Great session, felt good. Now we're out walking the dog, look. Recovery, post-workout recovery. Did you walk around last time in weights vests?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some right looks.
4 miles.
Walking down here. 4 miles. Took about an hour and a half. Pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was about here when we started moaning.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, there's a weight vest.
Got 200 metres down the road.
The gym is literally just back there.
Peaceful.
Get it, Jazz. Came out for a relaxing walk. They've never been here before. You putting a sticky weed on my back? We're in the middle of Jurassic Park, Jazz.
Walter!
The intro to Jurassic Park with a really bad recorder.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it up now.
You sound creepy.
No, it's just awful. It's hilarious.
That's the train line.
It was terrible.
That's us right now in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Back through. Come here. Hold it.
Just run really fast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a houseboat with a roof terrace. Ah! Well, this is such a fun walk, Jazz.
You don't take hay fever.
Ah! I love the nature. That was a dab one. I'm gonna be over dramatic just to annoy Jazz. Oh, they hurt so much. I feel like Will Smith, Jazz.
Oh.
Yeah, but look at my eyes. Look, they're so sore, Jazz.
No, they're not. Stop it.
I've got you under my fishing hook. I'm reeling her in.
Goodbye.
There was a nibble there. With that back though, you don't want to mess with that back. No.